What if I told you that behind the walls of one of the world's most ruthless regimes lay secrets that could rival any drama or thriller? Photos that humiliate a dictator, family betrayals, and a possible forbidden romance with a princess. For nearly half a century, the Assad family ruled Syria with an iron fist. They built a regime shrouded in fear and secrecy. But no empire lasts forever. When Bashar al-Assad's regime collapsed, rebels uncovered hidden treasures in his palaces, extravagant luxuries, bizarre photos, and dark secrets that tore apart the Assad family's carefully crafted image. Let's dive into this tangled web of power, betrayal, and scandal. Bashar al-Assad's 24-year rule ended in chaos and humiliation. His regime, built on fear and oppression, collapsed as rebel forces, fueled by years of war and anger, swept through Syria. Facing defeat, Bashar fled the country with his wife Asma and their children. They sought refuge in Russia, taking only a small part of his stolen wealth, around $2 billion, while leaving behind a broken nation. The palaces he abandoned were a shocking display of his greed and luxury, especially compared to the suffering of the Syrian people. Rebels who entered these grand homes found marble walls, gold-plated furniture, and chandeliers worth millions. The halls were empty, yet they still screamed of extravagance. The most unbelievable discovery was in the garage. Rows of expensive cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and Cadillacs sat gathering dust. The collection was enormous, rivaling those of the richest families in the world. All this while millions of Syrians struggled to survive amid starvation and war. But the material wealth wasn't the only thing uncovered. Inside these lavish homes, rebels found hidden documents and personal photo albums that revealed a side of Bashar and his family that the public had never seen. These items exposed their vanity and arrogance, showing them not as powerful leaders, but as selfish individuals consumed by their desires. For decades, Bashar al-Assad worked hard to maintain a polished and intimidating image as a strict and calculating leader. But the photos found in his abandoned palaces shattered that image entirely. What emerged was not the feared dictator, but a man whose private life became the subject of ridicule worldwide. One of the most viral photos showed Bashar al-Assad shirtless, wearing only his underwear. He was seen riding a bike. In another bizarre image, a young woman sat on his head. The woman's identity remains a mystery. Was she a relative, a close friend, or something else entirely? This puzzling scene left people joking and speculating endlessly about its meaning. Another photo captured Assad standing in his kitchen, wearing a tank top and underwear. Far from the usual image of a dictator in a suit, this picture showed him looking more like an awkward, everyday man. Social media erupted with jokes about how ordinary and unremarkable he appeared. What's even stranger is that these weren't isolated moments. Assad seemed to have a habit of posing half-naked in his private life. Many questioned if it revealed some personal quirk or twisted preference. Others speculated that it was a way for him to show confidence or power in front of those close to him. The photos didn't stop with Bashar. Among the discoveries was a photo of his father, Hafez al-Assad, who ruled Syria for 30 years. In the image, Hafez posed in his underwear, flexing his muscles. The photo looked ridiculous and added to the humor. Syrians joked that Bashar may have inherited this bizarre habit from his father. Another strange photo showed Bashar posing with relatives, including his maternal cousin, Ehab Muff. At first, it seemed like a normal family picture, but on closer inspection, Ehab was wearing a t-shirt with Adolf Hitler's face on it. The shocking detail sparked outrage and confusion. Was it a joke, a bold statement, or simply ignorance? Whatever the reason, the image added another layer of controversy to the Assad family's downfall. These photos stripped away the carefully crafted public image Assad had upheld for decades. Instead of a feared leader, the world saw an awkward, out-of-touch man who became a laughingstock. And this is only the beginning. The secrets found in those palaces reveal even darker and more twisted stories. Stay tuned to uncover what lies beneath the fall of the Assad dynasty. Bashar al-Assad's downfall didn't just expose his regime's corruption. It also revealed cracks within his own family. As his rule crumbled, Bashar chose to save himself, abandoning the relatives who had stood by him for years. His cousins, who had fought and sacrificed for the regime, were left behind to face the rebels' fury. One of the most shocking betrayals was against his younger brother, Maher al-Assad. Known for his brutality and loyalty to Bashar, Maher had been a key figure in the regime, leading military operations to crush opposition. But when the end came, even Maher wasn't spared. Bashar fled to Russia with his wife and children, leaving Maher to fend for himself. Maher managed to escape through secret tunnels, but his current whereabouts remain unknown. Some say he's hiding in a neighboring country, while others believe he's still in Syria, moving from place to place to avoid capture. His once-feared name now carries uncertainty and desperation. Rebels who stormed Mahar's palace uncovered something shocking. Among the luxury cars and expensive furnishings, they found a large stash of drugs. Packaged with labels that read, "Release the stallion in you." The drugs were linked to an underground empire the Assad regime used to fund its war efforts. This discovery revealed how far the family was willing to go to maintain their power, even if it meant turning Syria into a narco-state. The drugs painted a disturbing picture of Maher's involvement in smuggling operations that helped keep the regime afloat. While he projected the image of a ruthless military leader, the reality was much darker. For Syrians, the betrayal within the Assad family symbolized the collapse of a dynasty built on lies, greed, and brutality. Before Bashar al-Assad became a household name, the Assad family had another star, Bashar al-Assad. Charismatic, confident, and ambitious, Bashar was the clear successor to their father, Hafez al-Assad. He was everything a future leader needed to be: a decorated military officer, a skilled equestrian, and a figure adored by many Syrians. Bashar's charm extended beyond politics. He was a symbol of youth and progress, a man who represented a brighter future for the Assad dynasty. Bashar's rise to power seemed inevitable, but fate had other plans. In 1994, tragedy struck. While driving his luxury Mercedes in thick fog near Damascus airport, Bashar lost control of the car. The vehicle crashed into a barrier at high speed, killing him instantly. His death sent shockwaves through Syria. He was only 31 years old, and his untimely demise left the Assad family and the nation reeling. Bashar's death didn't just change his family's trajectory, it altered Syria's history. Bashar, his younger brother, was never meant to lead. Reserved and mild-mannered, Bashar was studying to become an eye doctor in London, far from the world of politics. But with Bashar gone, Hafez had no choice but to call Bashar back to Syria and groom him as his new successor. Bashar's eventual rise to power came not from ambition but from circumstance, setting the stage for a very different Assad regime. For many Syrians, Bashar remains a figure of what could have been. Some believe he would have been a better, more capable leader than Bashar. Others think his charisma would have helped him avoid the pitfalls of war and rebellion. Whether true or not, Bashar's legacy casts a long shadow over his younger brother's rule. His death marked the end of one chapter for the Assad family and the beginning of another, one filled with uncertainty and eventual chaos. Bashar al-Assad wasn't just a political figure. He was also known for his personal life, including whispers of a secret romance with Princess Ha of Jordan. The two shared a passion for horses and frequently attended equestrian events together. Photos from that time show them laughing, riding, and enjoying each other's company. Their bond seemed genuine, sparking rumors of a romantic relationship. However, the political climate between Syria and Jordan made any public acknowledgement of their relationship impossible. Relations between the two countries were tense, and a union between Assad and Jordanian royalty would have been fraught with controversy. Even so, their shared love of equestrian sports and their visible chemistry led many to believe that theirs was more than just a friendship. After Basil's tragic death, Princess Har's life took an unexpected turn. She remained unmarried for many years, fueling speculation that she was mourning the loss of her one true love. While these rumors were never confirmed, they painted a picture of a romance cut short by fate and political barriers. Some wonder how different Syria's history might have been if Basil had survived and married Princess Har. Would their union have softened tensions between Syria and Jordan, creating a bridge for peace and cooperation? Or would it have further complicated the already delicate regional politics? The romance, whether real or imagined, adds a human element to Basil's legacy. It reminds people that even the most powerful families face personal heartbreak, and that history is shaped not just by wars and politics, but by the relationships and choices of individuals. While the truth about Basil and Princess Har may never be fully known, their story continues to captivate those who seek to understand the Assad's complicated history. Bashar al-Assad's rise to power was marked by a glaring contrast to his predecessors. Lacking the charisma of his late brother Basil, or the military expertise of his younger brother Mar, Bashar seemed like an unlikely ruler. But what he lacked in leadership, he more than made up for in ruthlessness. His regime swiftly turned Syria into a battlefield, plunging the country into a brutal civil war that lasted for over a decade. The war left millions displaced, countless lives lost, and entire cities destroyed. While Syria burned, Bashar and his wife Asma lived in unimaginable luxury. They indulged in lavish banquets, traveled in private jets, and were often seen shopping for the latest designer goods. Their extravagant lifestyle stood in stark contrast to the suffering of the ordinary Syrians who were struggling to find food, water, and safety in a war-torn country. Bashar al-Assad's reign ended in chaos, betrayal, and ridicule. His image as a strong and stoic leader crumbled under the weight of rebellion, exposing the corruption, greed, and fractures within his regime. The Assad dynasty, once a symbol of power, became a cautionary tale of how greed, hubris, and oppression can lead to ultimate downfall. But as Syria struggles to rebuild from the devastation, the question remains: will this dark chapter serve as a lesson, or will history repeat itself? What do you think about the Assad's downfall and its impact on Syria? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this interesting, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more interesting videos and share it with your friends. Stay tuned for more eye-opening content that dives into the hidden truths behind some of the world's most powerful figures. Thanks for watching.